What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR 365. What is going on? We are going to try to do a quick little shiz show. A quick little Thursday shiz show. It is Thursday, right? Double checking here. Yeah, it is Thursday. So here's the thing. I actually was not going to do a show today because my OBS is still screwed up and I didn't have time to do a whole bunch of technical stuff on like OBS and trying to get things repaired. I can do that tomorrow when I get off work. Today I was too busy, wasn't able to do that, and I was hoping that I could just do a couple of quick things, get it working. Didn't happen. So no Webinal browser, which is kind of doing the show with one hand tied behind my back. I don't like doing it, didn't want to do it. But I thought, you know what, I could still come on here and do a quick banger of a show. We can cover some quick topics. There is plenty of stuff that is going on out there, plenty of drama, plenty of controversy, no shortage, in fact. What is going on, guys? What is going on? The kerfuffle continues. Kerfuffle number 2. Oculus just loves this stuff. I don't know, is there something in the water? What is going on, folks? Continued Oculus-related drama. The Oculus fanboys, oh my God, I gotta tell you, the Oculus fanboys are working overtime, man. They must be so stressed out right now. They must really be pulling their hair out. Like, how are they gonna defend this? How are they gonna defend that? It is crazy. And so that's one of the reasons I still wanted to come on and do some kind of a show today, because there just is too much stuff to potentially talk about here. Especially the topic of the day is Pavlov. And wow, I don't even know what to say about that. So hold on here. I'm going to just go ahead and throw on. Let me grab a random trailer here and we will get talking a little bit about Pavlov. Yeah, so what a shocker of shockers. And this one, you could easily just say that, oh my God, this is Oculus again. They're overstepping their bounds. They're going crazy here. Like, what is wrong with Oculus? Can they just settle down? Can they start allowing some stuff? Can they be a little bit more lenient? And right now what I'm trying to do is go to the Oculus Rift subreddit so I can get all the information on this drama. But yeah, it's pretty much all about Pavlov, one of the most wanted Oculus Quest games by a long stretch. I mean, freaking Pavlov for the Oculus Quest, people have been wanting this in a major way. And all of a sudden we find out that Pavlov will not come to the Oculus Quest. Okay, so let me go ahead and read the official tweet. This is actually, I can go to window 2. Let's see. If I go to window 2 like I did yesterday, this is going to cut out chat though, but we'll do this just for a quick second here. So bouncing over here, and let's see, I got to, that's fine. I need to get my proper webcam thing in here, or wait, cancel. Let's remove that. Remove, yes. And then I'm going to add, we're going to add a video capture device. And this one. Okay, here we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. Should have probably did this prior to the show. I thought I was just going to stay in that other window. But what I'll do is, if I need to, I can come over here into this window here. Kind of crappy, but we'll work with it. Okay, so this is the tweet earlier today from Dave Vills. Just want to give an update that Pavlov VR won't be available in Oculus Quest store for reasons out of my control. However, it will be always available as a side-loaded app in SideQuest. And SweViver with, SweViver checking in. Very sad news, but I'm happy to see you are willing to keep on working on this project. Thanks. Well, he didn't actually say that. He didn't say he was going to continue to work on it. At least I'm not seeing it in this quote here. Something is definitely not right with the Quest store approval. It's a shame. Oculus Quest is a powerful VR platform, but yet so crippled by its creators. Damn, SweViver coming in with some real... But, you know, SweViver is part of another team. I mean, he is working for Pimax, right? In some kind of capacity, he's working for Pimax. So, unfortunately, like, no matter how impartial you want to be as a person, if you're getting a paycheck from a company, you're kind of negated from the debate. But, you know, still interesting to see his reply there. ZimVR says, thanks for the update. Big shame, but it's a hella good game on any platform. Keep revving that engine, Dave. So, you know, a number of people tweeting in. Dave Ville's comments again. He says, won't comment about it, but it's more serious than that. I'm up for any competitor headset to take Pavlov VR as a flagship title. This doesn't mean it'll be exclusive, but definitely more user-friendly than sideloading. Damn, so this really went south in a hurry. And so let's go back over. That's our monitor too, a small video window there, if we want to go back to that. But yeah, it is definitely kerfuffle part 2. Although, you know what? The more I read into this, the more I read into it, the more I'm starting to discover that Dave Villes is not, you know, he's not going to bend over in any way, shape, or form, and maybe almost a little bit too rigid in that fact. So this might not be 100% a situation where Pavlov VR is just absolutely getting completely boned here, but Oculus apparently is not really going to work with him very well and is making certain demands on him that he's not interested in. And so I think I have a couple of theories on what might be going on here. One of my theories is that Dave Villes, like the price of Pavlov, for example, let's see, if I go to Steam really quick, hold on a second here. I think, is Pavlov $6.99? I think Pavlov is $6.99. Don't quote me on that. Or maybe it's $9.99. Okay, no, Pavlov is $9.99, but it goes on sale for $6.99 a lot. And so I don't know, was the pricing a part of this? Like, so right now, we don't have any actual video games on the Oculus Quest that are priced less than $14.99. To the best of my knowledge, the lowest priced video games are $14.99. We don't have a $9.99 video game. Now, we do have Vader Immortal, and Vader Immortal is a really cool 1 hour kind of experience that does have some interactive stuff. Not a true legitimate video game. That is $9.99, but nothing else is. And maybe Oculus, like, it almost seems like Oculus is going out of their way to not allow like $4.99, $7.99, $7.99, $8.99, all these different things. It seems like they're like, nah, man, if you're going to have a game, it's going to be $14.99, it's going to be $19.99, it's going to be $24.99, $29.99, $34, $39. Like, those are the price ranges that we seem to be finding games on this new Oculus Quest store. And maybe Dave Villes is like, look, I want this to be $9.99. And maybe they were like, nah, we don't do that. You need to price this at $14.99. And maybe he was like, nah, I don't want to price it at $14.99. Also, we know a big part of it is he wanted to get like the workshop where people could like make maps and stuff. He wanted to try to add that to it somehow. I'm going to go ahead and, so yeah, the price is $9.99. I'm just looking at this Steam page real quick. But you know what? Going back to the Oculus subreddit, there are some threads that really break down like everything that happened in this situation, because basically on the Pavlov Discord, a lot of information was released, so we kind of have a better feel for what's going on here. Now I'm trying to find it. Of course, I don't have it already set aside here. Where is it now? Damn it! Now I can't find it. Maybe it was on the Oculus Quest subreddit. Or maybe it's in the comments for this one. Maybe it's just way down in the comments. because there was all this breakdown of like what happened on the Discord server. But let's see what some people are talking about over here in chat. So VR Pro says it didn't not get rejected. Okay, wait. John Crow says it didn't get rejected. Make sure to read up on the situation because it's much more complicated than that. Rendered Reality checking in. Hey, everyone. Hope y'all don't mind if I listen to the show while I jump in the shower. Go ahead, man. You can do it. Watch the show in the shower. Okay. Let's see. They wanted it on Rift and Quest. Creator was like, nah, I'm good. Did you watch the episode of VR I Want? Anthony, take on that. I keep on asking, but he's still not responding. Okay, I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Rendered Reality says, sucks Pavlov isn't coming to Quest now, at least not officially to the store. Yeah, think of how much money. Like, he's not going to get because of this decision. Like, I know he's pissed, and I know at this point he's like, F it, F Oculus. He's almost like he's basically having a meltdown like I had a meltdown. So I can relate to this guy. You know, I've had meltdowns live on air, and it kind of seems like this guy's having his own little meltdown. And I'm sure he has some valid reasons for his meltdown. Like, basically, a lot of the stuff that he was saying in his Discord server, I don't have it in front of me, but a lot of it was basically like I want to do things my way. And he's like, Steam allows me to do things my way. I have certain things that I want to do, and he kind of breaks it down that like Steam basically lets me alone, lets me do what I want to do, but Oculus is having all these different demands that are part of the equation. And I don't know what people are talking about over here in chat, like some people saying, look, this is not Oculus's fault or whatever. This is a kerfuffle any way you slice it. It's a kerfuffle any way you slice it. And this is just a very small kerfuffle. In fact, this is small news. The real news is way bigger and way worse. The real news, the real Oculus news. This whole Pavlov thing, this is like a side bit of news. Because the Jason Rubin quotes, that's where the real news is. Oh my God, I couldn't believe some of this stuff. Okay, so I'm looking at some of the Oculus Quest. We can go ahead and switch over to this monitor too really quick here, which is our substitute for the webinar. And so here it is. This is the Oculus Quest subreddit, and I did see this one thread right here, and I think this is the one where they give a lot of, this is actually Strong Pillow. And Strong Pillow would come into our chat on occasion. And so Strong Pillow is saying, before people once again jump on this ridiculous drama regarding Pavlov, there is always two sides to every story. Discord convo. Another in the comments. Okay, so I'm going to go into the comments here. Hold on a sec. Okay, so basically, man, how do I zoom this out? I can zoom this, but I don't know if I can zoom it enough for you guys. Okay, you guys can see it here. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is Dave Vills. He's saying, again, it is not me or them to decide if Pavlov will be on the store. It is you, the customer. I know I burn bridges with Oculus, but I want to be independent. That's why Pavlov is successful, because nobody is pulling the strings except me. So this is what he's saying. He's like, dude, I want to do shit my way. They don't want to let me do it my way, so F it. And he is burning bridges. I mean, but Pavlov is on the regular Oculus Rift store, right? God damn, could you imagine if they took it off the Oculus Rift store? If they're like, we have the right to take your shit off the Oculus Rift store. That'd be crazy. They're not going to do that. But, okay, so Dave Vills, here it is again. I think sometimes you got to stand up for yourself. Not because a company has a lot of money to throw away means everyone is going to sell out. Okay, and so again, you know, like basically, I think this guy kind of had a meltdown with some of their requests, like some of the things, some of the hoops that they wanted him to jump through. I think he freaking had a meltdown and said, F this shit, and went psycho in the other direction. And then, you know, this is what it is. I approached them for a Quest dev kit, and for some reason I was on a road to port the workshop. at the end of the talks. Okay, I don't understand this. Okay, so I approached them for an Oculus dev kit. So the way I understand it is, I think like he reached out to them for a dev kit. I don't think they gave him a dev kit. I think he had to wait to get the actual Quest, like a retail one, and then start testing it that way. And then he says, and for some reason, I was on a road to port the workshop, ? At the end of the talks. I don't know. I don't understand what that means. Okay, Dave Vills. I see no reason of why Rift was ever involved. When you approach someone specifically for one thing and you end up with a completely different agreement, then that's a red flag. Yeah, I mean, see, we don't know what this is. We don't know what these quotes are really about, because we don't know this whole story here. Okay, and just to be clear, Oculus was being just Oculus, but I have trust issues, and they approach me the wrong way. Is not like Valve. Okay, they have never asked to do anything or try to convince me of something. I do my thing, they do. Okay, here's where he's talking about Valve, and sorry, I was going to try to scroll this down more, but he's no, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, hold on. Damn it. Scroll over like this. But he's saying they have never asked to do anything or try to convince me of something. I do my thing, they do their thing. Okay, in that area right there, he's talking about Valve. He's saying, look, Valve just lets me do my thing. They don't let me do my thing. I mean, I don't know what we're going to decide out of this whole thing. What I will say, though, is this isn't a good look. Any way you slice it, this is not a good look. When you think about the Oculus Quest, what genres is it severely lacking in? What genre is it lacking in the most? And that is probably like a multiplayer first-person shooter. The only thing the Oculus Quest has is it has Dead and Buried. That's all it has. And it doesn't have any of these other shooters. Now, Onward, of course, was recently announced. And, you know, Oculus a little bit tighter with Onward, right? Because isn't Oculus like a member of, what do you call it? Oculus is like a member of the VR League or whatever. They sponsor the VR League, and Onward is like one of the official games of the VR League. And so was Oculus, I mean, this is purely speculation and completely unfounded, but I was just thinking in the back of my head, I wonder if Oculus told him, hey man, you're not going to be able to bring out Pavlov until later because Onward has this window. It's already locked in on a window, and so your release is going to come later. I mean, that's something that could have been said. Look, pure speculation. I'm just throwing something out there out of the mist. This is just something that popped into my head. They might have these release windows, and they might have had a release window locked in for Onward, and this game, Pavlov and Onward, honestly, it would behoove both of them to not release in the same time frame, for them to have a few months separating them. But this is the genre that is like the most necessary. Like this is the genre that the Oculus Quest needs. And they're going to make these demands, which is going to send the Pavlov developer running. Now, he may have been a little bit unreasonable. I got to imagine he's a little bit more than unreasonable. But at the same time, I think Oculus should probably recognize the games that are out there. Oculus should go to VR game rankings is what they should do. Because if they went to VR game rankings and they looked at the top 100 not most wanted, but like the best VR games currently available, period, across all platforms, they would see that Pavlov is like in the top 20 or like the top 30 of all VR games, period, across every platform, PlayStation VR, etc., etc. And maybe for a top 30 game to be ported to the Quest, maybe Oculus should bend over backwards a little bit. Maybe they should try to be a little bit more dev-friendly and accommodating. But, you know, I mean, we don't know the full gist of this story. But man, this is kind of crazy that all this stuff is happening right now. It is a crazy time out there. Okay, so anyway, that is one of the biggest news pieces that is coming on. But really, the biggest news is Jason Rubin. And now I got to find, let me see if I can find the Jason Rubin quote, because there is one Jason Rubin quote that is eye-opening like a mofo. And it's not about this $2,000 HMD. It's not about that. Damn. Let me see. Where can I find the quote without going through this whole interview? Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to try to see if I can find this quote. Where is it? Okay. There's a quote basically. See, what the quote is about is they're talking about Jason Williams. They're talking to Jason Rubin about basically about like new games coming to the Rift. And man, where's that quote? Okay, I'm just going to have to look at the goddamn article and see if I can find it. Sorry, guys. I got to find this quote because holy moly, this is not the quote you wanted to see. Let me tell you. I mean, this is bad news in a major way. It's pretty much your worst fears realized. Okay, I'm going to try to find the right question. Let me see if I can find the right question. Okay, hold on. Okay, PC VR market. Yeah, okay, hold on. I'm about to get to it because it's like, fuck. I couldn't believe some of the shit he said. Okay, Oculus Rift exclusives. Okay, here it is, guys. Okay, here it is. This is the key freaking thing. Okay, wait. Let me blow this up. I'm going to blow this up, and I'm going to switch it over to my other monitor. Dude, this quote, not good. This is really, really bad. Oh, my God, this is really, really bad. Okay, so let's go to monitor 2 right here. Okay, so here's a question, Hamilton. This is Upload VR, my absolute favorite. Incredible interview with Jason Rubin, and here it is. Are you still developing new games beyond the ones we're seeing here today for Oculus Rift first? Now, that is a key mofo question. That is not only a key question, that is the freaking question. Like, this is a major question, ladies and gentlebots, because here's what we gotta remember. Asgard's Wrath, Stormland, the Respawn game, Defector, all these different games that are big, AAA, big budget type games that are still PC VR focused. They were designed for the Rift in mind. It's all about PC VR. It's all about pushing the boundaries. All of those games were, all of those deals years ago. Those deals started years ago. Now, once all these games are gone, once Asgard's Wrath comes out, Stormland comes out, Defector comes out, and the Respawn game comes out, you gotta really wonder, will Oculus spend any more major investment on a Rift game first? And that's what this question is all about. That's why this is incredible. Okay, so Hamilton says, are you still developing new games beyond the ones we're seeing here today for Oculus Rift first? And Jason Rubin, his response, Oculus Rift first? I'm not sure. If the right project, I mean, yes, there are some in production, but what we look at it is, if the right project comes that we can think can only be done on PC and needs to be done to prove something out, like it needs to be a freaking specific experiment, we would fund it. Because again, innovation is what we're relying on the PC for delivering. Oh man, bro, that does not sound good to me, ladies and gentlemen. He says, Oculus Rift first, ? I'm not sure. If the right project, I mean, yeah, there are some in production. You know what this sounds like to me, ladies and gentlebots? It sounds like my worst fears realized. Okay, so let's go back over here to the standard scene. This sounds like my worst fears realized. I'm not going to lie to you. Because basically, Oh man, where is it? Okay, hold on, peepees. Yeah, this kind of sounds like my. Oh, still nothing. Okay, I can't find the thing I wanted. What am I doing? I'm in the completely wrong area. Okay, here we go. I was trying to find a different trailer real quick, but the trailer I wanted is nowhere to be found. This is what happens when you don't actually prepare for a show. My bad. So anyway, I'll just throw on another Oculus Quest commercial trailer. But dude, what is up with this? So this is my worst fears realized. This is what I thought was going on. I didn't think we'd get actual confirmation from the horse's mouth, because the way I've always looked at it is they're all about the Quest. The Quest is their product. It is their bread and butter. This is honestly all you hardcore, long-time Oculus Rift, CV1, Palmer Luckey, Brendan Arebe, Nate Mitchell, you were fans of all of that. John Carmack, the early days, Doom and all of that. You were down with the early days of the Oculus Quest the Oculus Rift, and you saw the whole thing born, and you had a DK1 and you had a DK2, and you've always been an Oculus guy through and through, and the Oculus stuff runs in your veins. It runs in your blood. And you want a legitimate Rift 2.0, and you want Oculus to focus on PC VR gaming. But this is confirmation that this is not happening, man. This is why Brendan Arebe bounced. Brendan Arebe was in a boardroom, and the freaking word came out that this is the way they're going, that PC VR is an afterthought. Zuck might have got up on, Zuck might have stood up right there in front of the table, and he might have said, look, we don't want to be tied to Windows. We want to control the whole enchilada. We want to control everything from beginning to end. We want to own the platform. We want to control the platform. And they're never going to be able to control a PC. They're never going to have the walled garden that they really want to have on the PC, because they're just going to be another of hundreds of different walled gardens that are also available on PC. They're going Quest. It's Quest all the way. They're going to keep making Quests. I'm telling you guys, the only reason, and this is sad, it's unfortunate. Dude, this is a sad day for VR, period. This is a terribly unfortunate day. This is one of the worst bits of news we've gotten in I don't know how long. Because this is confirmation, man. Once we get Stormland, Asgard's Wrath, Defector, the Respawn game, and maybe a couple of others that were already funded, they're not going to be looking to fund this stuff anymore. Now, here's what they will do, though. Here's the good news. Okay, here's the good spin. Calm down. Let's settle down. I'm going to take a nice sip of water, and I'm going to give you the good news here. It's not all doom and gloom. There is a little rainbow way down at the bottom. Hold on a second. Okay, so the good news is this. Here's the good news. The good news is we're still going to get a lot of PC VR games, but they're going to be Questicles. They're going to be Questicle games that are up-ported to Rift. So it's going to be like Shadow Point. It's going to be like Journey to the Journey of the Gods. It's going to be like Vader Immortal. That's what we're going to get. We're going to get up ports from the Quest, and that's going to kind of suck. Let's be honest about it. It's gonna kind of suck because the games are going to be limited by what the graphical engine of the Quest is capable of. And even though when they bring them to the Rift, they'll be able to have way better textures. It'll be able to run at a faster frame rate, and they'll be able to do some extra things like that. The core gameplay engine is not probably going to be radically altered. It's basically going to be the same game. But the good news is they're going to fund a hell of a lot of big-time Quest games. They're going to have some of their best developers working on native, legitimate Quest games, but also porting them to PC VR. So that's the good news. The bad news is the Stormlands, the Defectors, the Asgard's Wrath that you would love to see continue to come month on month on month. Remember the good old days? Remember the really, really, really good old days of Oculus Rift releases every single month like clockwork? They would have one big banger every single month. That was a beautiful time. Unfortunately, that time is in the rearview mirror. We haven't seen that time in a very long time. We've been waiting forever. What's the last really huge, big Oculus exclusive? Okay, so, I mean, we did get Shadow Point. We got Dead and Buried 2, and we got Dance Central VR. Those were all recently released on the Oculus Rift, and they are kind of exclusives right now on that platform. I mean, other than Quest. But I'm talking like a really, really big one. It's like you got to go back to freaking basically Windlands 2. When Windlands 2 was exclusive for a short period of time, that was like the last really big exclusive that was like super painful for everybody that didn't want to mess around with Revive. That was the last painful one. And then before that, you had Marvel Powers United VR. So we haven't had a lot of Oculus exclusives on a regular basis. We just did get a couple of them. You know, just when May 21st hit, we did get Dance Central and we did get Shadow Point, and we did get and we're about to get Vader Immortal. Also, Vader Immortal, I didn't mention this on yesterday's episode, but Vader Immortal, folks, actually, wait, let me put the Vader. Let's do some positive talk here. Here you go, Oculus fans. Okay, here you go for your CV1 fans. All the CV1 fans in the house. Vader Immortal will be available a week from today. So a week from today, Vader Immortal will arrive on the Oculus Rift. And you know what that means? That means if you have an HP Reverb, you can use Revive. No, I'm just kidding. No. Okay, so no, you're going to check it out on your Rift S. Yeah, you're going to check it out on your Rift S. Vader Immortal on your Rift S, high resolution, super sampling. You know it's going to look pretty incredible. That's going to be fun. That's going to be enjoyable. That is next week. And, of course, you do have cross-buy. So those of you with an Oculus Quest, you know you already bought this a long time ago, so you get it. Hey, you know what's funny is I was about to replay. Check this out. I was about to replay Vader Immortal on my Quest. I've only done it once, and I was like, I'm about to go do that again. Now I'm like, oh, hell no. I'll wait for a week from today. A week from today, I will be on my, not on my Rift S, I don't think, but I'll be on my original Oculus Rift, the old classic. Sorry about the phone over there. I got my door open here. So I will be on the original Oculus Rift. I will be checking out Vader Immortal. Looking forward to that. That's going to be pretty interesting. That is a week away. So this is going to be an example of what we're going to be looking at, because this game was probably designed with the Quest in mind specifically, and then they're going to try to upconvert it for the Rift as much as possible. I think they will upconvert it considerably. I think it will look a lot better when it does hit the Rift. And so I think everything's going to work out pretty good here with Vader Immortal. But man, the news from Jason Rubin, like this is some of the worst news that we've seen in such a long time. I don't even know what to say about it, man. This is really bad news, because it's kind of our worst fears realized. Because see, Oculus as a company, they were willing to dole out so much money to lure these high-quality developers. They got Twisted Pixel. They got 4A Games. They got Tripwire Interactive. They got inXile Entertainment. They got Ready at Dawn. They got Insomniac. I mean, think of all the high-quality developers that they lured. They got Epic Games. You know, we got the original Robo Recall with Epic Games. And all that money that they were flashing around in the very beginning, that was beautiful. And I guess, you know, right now what we could do is take a moment of silence and a moment of gratitude. Let's give 5 seconds of silence and 5 seconds of gratitude for all the money that Oculus has spent so far. Because if they didn't do all of what they've done already, think of how bad VR would be. I mean, we would be even worse. Thank our lucky stars that Oculus was there. Okay, so let's give it 5 seconds starting right now. Okay, so that was 5 seconds of silence for the incredible amount of money that Oculus did dole out in those early years. Insomniac, 4A Games, and then all the money they spent on some of the cinematic stuff that they had as well, like the Blade Runners, the Dispatches, all these other cinematic things that we got on the Oculus Rift as well. Because unfortunately, that's kind of our moment of silence, because I don't think it's coming in the future. I think that was it, man. And so, unfortunately, you guys that don't like your Oculus Quest, you guys are going to be bored to hell. I don't know what you guys are going to do. I'm glad that I love my Oculus Quest. I play my Oculus Quest every day. I love it very, very much. It is so beautiful. So those were the two main stories I wanted to hit. Let me see if there was any other little... Oh, the Cosmos. We got to talk about the Cosmos stuff. Yeah, let me see if I can find a little Cosmos thing that I can throw on a screen. We don't really have any, legitimate Cosmos information. We don't have actual details of Cosmos, but... shit. Hold on, I got to make that bigger. This is a 720p trailer. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this out like there. Okay. So yeah, the HTCViveCosmos. So over here on Upload VR, let's see, it says HTC to reveal Vive Cosmos info next week. Image reveals headphones. Okay, well, let's show you. I can show you over here on monitor 2 real quick. Let's switch over to monitor 2. Here we are. HTC to reveal Vive Cosmos info next week. Image reveals headphones. So yeah, you do see the headphones there. I guess we never saw headphones before. And so here's what they're saying. We're unlocking the story of the HTC Vive Cosmos and have so much to share. Stay tuned to our social media next week for the story of Cosmos, availability, and release date information. Okay, and it says from the teases HTC have been dropping since Cosmos reveal in January, this will be a modular headset. So anyway, we might find out next week. A tweet just sent out from HTC Vive account says the story of Cosmos and details on it. Okay, so it's going to be revealed next week. Okay, so next week we're going to get more information on the Vive Cosmos, which the Cosmos really is like one of the last chips remaining to fall. Of course, Samsung, we did hear that rumor recently that Samsung might have a sneak attack product that could enter the market within the next couple of months. So there might be some kind of Samsung announcement at some point. But basically with the Vive Cosmos, the real hope right here is this is another 2160 by 2160 HMD. And all indications are that it is, because HTC did say this is our highest resolution screen ever. And so what other resolution can it be? So it's beyond the HTC Vive Pro. And if you go beyond the HTC Vive Pro, you get to the 2160 by 2160 panel that JDI is making for everybody, the one that's in the Reverb, the one that's in the Acer OHO 500, and I believe it's the one that's in this one here. Now, I was reading somewhere that the Vive Cosmos does have physical IPD adjustment, but I saw a bunch of pictures of this thing and I never saw the physical IPD adjustment. Although there is a knob, there's a little knob right there, so maybe that's it. Maybe that little knob on the side is the physical IPD adjustment. I thought the knob might have moved it in and back a little bit, but maybe that's IPD right there, that knob on the side. I guess we have to hope for that. But there's a lot of questions here. Now, the good news, here's the great angle. This is where the Vive Cosmos is actually somewhat interesting. It's somewhat interesting from the standpoint that it does not have Windows mixed reality controllers. There's no way these controllers are going to be worse than the Windows mixed reality controllers. So if you were going to buy an HP Reverb or maybe an Acer Concept D OHO, the OHO Concept D, that's going to be 2160 by 2160. Again, you're stuck with two very horrible things. You're stuck with first generation Windows mixed reality tracking capabilities, and you're also stuck with the original crappy controllers. So that's the advantage that the Vive Cosmos has. You might get a much better controller. These controllers might be damn near as good as the Touch 2 controllers. In fact, these controllers actually have an extra bonus over the Touch 2 controllers. They got the R1 and the R2 and the L1 and the L2. There's two little triggers. There's like a bumper and a trigger that's on the back of those controllers. So these controllers might be halfway decent. Also, when it comes to the inside-out tracking, there are 4 cameras. There aren't 2 cameras, there are 4. They got those side cameras. It gives them more of an area here. They don't have an overhead camera, and you got to wonder how good. I mean, here's where it all falls apart. Where it all falls apart is nobody's helping them with any of this technology. The way I understand it is they had to do all of this stuff on their own. Now, here's the thing. They learned a lot from Valve, but they didn't learn anything about inside-out tracking from Valve. So they had to create their own inside-out tracking system to track the controllers, to track the headset, and we just don't know how all of that is going to work. We don't know how well that's going to work, but the controllers could be a major advantage. The tracking might work pretty damn good. If the tracking is as good as Windows Mixed Reality and the controllers are way better, of course, now the big question, price. What do we do about the price? And then also, standalone capabilities. This thing is going to have standalone capabilities if you have a Snapdragon, if you have a phone with a Snapdragon 855. So if you have a phone with a Snapdragon 855, you can run a thin, small wire to this thing, and you can be untethered and also use it that way. So it's kind of got this hybrid thing. But HTC, one of the biggest problems with HTC all along is they are allergic to consumer-friendly pricing. Like, they wouldn't know consumer-friendly pricing if it came up on them and beat them with a stick. That's not their bag. They tend to price everything ridiculously expensive. So let me dig deep into my crystal ball and try to think, like, what would they price this? How would this be priced? Okay, so you got the Rift S, $399.99. You've got the Oculus Quest, $399.99. You've got the regular HTC Vive, the original HTC Vive, which apparently is still going to be sold and is not being discontinued. It's going to remain there because it has the Steam base stations and stuff. So if somebody wants the real tracking, they're going to continue to offer that, VR arcades and all that other stuff. So it's going to still be there. They're probably going to offer those as long as humanly possible, as long as they're able to with whatever original contract they entered in with Valve. They're like, if they can do it for 10 years, they'll probably be selling the original Vive for 10 years and they won't make any changes on it because, I mean, and then the contract runs out. Or I don't know what the contract would be, but whatever, they're going to fulfill those as long as humanly possible. So this is just going to be another thing that's going to come in. But when you think about price, okay, so the Valve Index, $999.99 if you get the full kit of the Valve Index. So looking at that, looking at $499 for their regular Vive, looking at $399 for Rift S, $399 for Quest, how much do you think this thing is going to cost? I'm going to tell you, $699.99. Yeah, $700. That is my Nostradamus prediction. $700 for the HTC Vive Cosmos. So way out of the price range of the Oculus Quest, way more expensive than the Rift S. But, you know, this will be 2160 by 2160, and they can say, hey, the HP Reverb is only $50 less than us, and we've got way better controllers, and we've got more accurate inside-out tracking. They could technically say that. $699 US, $700, and that's if we're lucky. That is if we're lucky. So that's my thought process on the Vive Cosmos. But anyway, guys, let's see. How long have I been running here? Because this was just going to be a little shiz show. I wasn't going to do like a full-fledged show. I just wanted to come on here and do a little bit of stuff just to try to see what's going on here. Okay, let me see if there's any other quick news that I can jump into. I thought I'd check Steam real quick. Just like, I wonder, has anything released? Is there any new releases? That's what I wanted to check real quick. Let me just check Steam and see if we've got any new releases. See what else is going on in the world of VR gaming, because I haven't really checked all the news stories. So let's go to virtual reality, and why don't we go over here? Let's go to our other scene over here where I'm using this monitor temporarily. Okay, so here we are. This is Steam, and these are the newest releases that have launched on Steam recently. And so Garden of the Sea for $6. This, of course, is Neat Corporation. They've got Budget Cuts 2 coming later this year, but it's more... Budget Cuts 2 probably developed more by Fast Travel Games, really, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. Space Engine. So I've heard a lot of people talking about this. In fact, I think yesterday in chat, somebody was yapping about this thing over and over and over again. I don't know anything about Space Engine. I don't know diddly about Space Engine. I don't know Space Engine from my Kia engine or my Subaru engine or my Honda engine. So I don't know anything about this. Let's see what it says. The world's first science-based, photorealistic, interactive 3D planetarium that models the entire universe using procedural generation for uncharted areas. Wow, that's kind of cool. You know what I thought? Here's what I assumed this was. I assumed this was going to be like... kind of like a Eve Online type of thing or something, but like really... like just something I wouldn't want to get involved with. I didn't know this was like... So this isn't even a game. So this is not a game. Yeah, see, I was thinking this was some kind of Eve game or something. Man, just looking at these screenshots, though, that shit looks dope. Maybe this is something to check out in VR. This might be kind of cool. Like, just to see these sights. I mean, I don't know how it looks in the actual headset. But, yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Space Engine. Okay, so this is by Vladimir Romanyuk. And so it is on sale right now. There is a special promotion that lasts for a handful more days till June 18th. You can grab this for just under 19 buccarinis, 25% off. Yeah, so I don't really know anything about this. I could check YouTube and see if they've got a YouTube trailer for it. So let's go ahead and go back over here. And let me check Space Engine. Yeah, let me look it up on YouTube to see if there's like a trailer or something for this that we could check out. Dude, I like space, man. I really do. I like space. I do like space. I like looking at planets. Like, I like looking at Mars and shit like that. And so if you could look at that stuff and it was really, looked really good, that would be pretty sweet. I've tried some different space stuff. Space Engine. Okay, yeah, we got a new trailer for it. So hold on a second, ladies and gents. I'm gonna grab this new trailer, and we'll grab this trailer real quick, and we can check it out. Okay, so grabbing that trailer, and meanwhile, while I grab that trailer, let me go ahead and check out some of the stuff going on in chat. Rendered Reality says, a new release on Quest today, Puppet Fever, and it's free. I don't know anything about it, though. Oh, that's kind of... So, Additional games are coming out to the Quest. Yeah, Brandon says Pavlov not coming to Quest. Oculus made demands and developers said no dice. Yeah, we talked about that for quite a bit at the beginning of this episode. That's kind of why I wasn't even going to do a show today. I wasn't going to do a show, and then I was like, you know what? I got to talk about this Pavlov thing. But honestly, what was even more important to talk about than the Pavlov thing was the Jason Rubin quote. This is a dark day for VR, and I wonder if a lot of people are going to, like, this day is going to move on by, and they're not even going to realize how dark of a day this was because they didn't hear about the Jason Rubin quote, didn't understand the Jason Rubin quote, because, man, basically Stormland, Asgard's Wrath, Defector, Marvel Powers United, The Mage's Tale, Killing Floor Incursion, these kinds of games, these kinds of experiences, you're not going to see them in the future on the Oculus Rift. And that is a depressing thing. It really is. It's a tremendously depressing thing. Okay, I have the Space Engine trailer. Okay, now I got to resize it because I screwed up my screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and check this out. That looks really cool. I mean, can you like how are you viewing this in VR? Like, what perspective do you have? Can you zoom down to like the planet's surface and stuff? I don't know how it works exactly. All right. Yeah, so that does look pretty cool. I would like to check this out. I definitely wouldn't be doing all this crazy shit. I wouldn't be doing all of that. All I would really want to do is like go to Mars, freaking see the face on Mars, you know, and check out just check out some weird shit. And if it looked that good in VR, that'd probably be pretty cool. Absolutely. Like, this does look really sweet. But I haven't really seen any reviews. Like, are there any detailed reviews out there of somebody that has tried this in VR and like how much they liked it or how easy it was to do in VR? Yeah, it's funny. I heard all these people talking about this yesterday, and I was like, Space Engine. This is like probably like some like Kerbal space program thing, like super freaking complicated, or some Eve kind of a thing where it's like massively multiplayer online type thing, and you're like dealing with like freaking spreadsheets and stuff. And I was like, I don't think I want to mess with that. I had no idea this was like a non-game, like just kind of like a check out the universe kind of thing. Especially like a planet like that where you get to see the surface of the planet. Like, that looks really cool, being able to see that. I don't know, can you zoom in? Like, can you zoom in on anything? I don't know how this works, but it does look pretty sweet. All right, well, anyways, that's pretty much going to do it for our show. It is starting to get really hot in this room, so I'm going to have to bounce the heck out of here because it is summer. It is hot as a mofo. Also, there's lots of noise in the background that's going on, and might as well bounce out of here. So that's going to do it, guys. I was just wanted to jump on, do a quick show today for the hell of it. Still don't have the Webby browser working. I've got some issues with OBS. I'm probably just going to need to like delete OBS completely off of my computer, re-download it, reinstall it. The only thing is like I have all the stuff saved, but like there's little settings and shit. Something's going to get screwed up, and like that makes me nervous, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. So probably tomorrow's episode might be like a nighttime kind of a thing, like an 8 p.m. at night, because I might need that extra time to try to get OBS situated correctly and get everything dialed back in after I delete everything and try to reinstall the program and set everything up like it was. Hopefully everything will work out, but probably a later start time for tomorrow's episode. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it. I will see everybody tomorrow. Everybody have a good one. Take it easy. Later.